What's up, guys? Tommy with Studio Sense here. You know, we're getting closer and closer to Father's Day. That's just right around the corner. So if you're one of those that's kind of last minute thinking about what can I get dear old dad or your stepfather or grandfather, any kind of father, then you definitely want to tune in for the next few minutes because that's all we're going to take is just a few minutes. So if you don't want to take time out and grab these items retail, there's still time yet to order them. I've got some really cool fragrance recommendations to make for Father's Day. Plus, if that's too much for your budget, I've got some cheaper alternatives they'll love equally as much. That and more is coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Now, the fragrances that I'm going to recommend to you guys today, people love them. They're very popular, but if you're not a frag head, as we are often called here in the community, you wouldn't know that these are super popular and you would just smell them and be like, man, this is amazing. We as a community know that, but the greater majority of people out there that don't eat, sleep, and breathe fragrance or cologne are not necessarily aware of that. There's lots of fathers out there that enjoy the idea of having a signature scent, yet they don't really take the time to go out there and search for one. You're looking for a gift and you want to get the perfect signature scent for them. I've got some recommendations to make today, and that's what this video is all about. The first recommendation that I'm going to make is one that's very familiar. Again, if you're in the community, it has become popularized since it was released, and this one has two things going for it. It smells great, number one, which all of these do. That was one of the prerequisites. They got to smell good. The second caveat, I guess you could say, would be its presentation is really unique. The fragrance I'm talking about is from Carolina Herrera, and it is Bad Boy. I guess you kind of either love it or hate it, but whatever the lightning bolt to you designates, it's just a really cool symbol for masculinity, determination, strength. Now, if this is what you want to get for Father's Day and you're pretty sure they're going to like it, fantastic, excellent. This is going to run you, like, for example, if you purchase from one of the better known discounters that I recommend, FragranceNet.com often has this 35 to 37% off that you can order, and thus it reduces the price greatly. And this comes in at under 90 bucks. It's like $88, something like that, which is really good because, of course, retail, this is going to cost you over $100 in most cases, or right at. But if that's not within your budget, and that's understandable, of course, and you're working with a little bit less money, and yet you still want to get something that smells very similar, there is a clone of Bad Boy that in some ways I like it better than the original Bad Boy. And it's by a very well-known and respected house, Drapery, and it is I Am the King Lion. Not only does it come in a very cool presentation itself, while not being a lightning bolt, there's nothing wrong with an awesome gold lion on the front of your bottle. It does have a really cool, like, magnetic lid, which is always a plus for presentation in my book. And the atomizer is great. I'm going to waste a spray. Really good atomizer. Smells peppery, lightly chocolatey, strong, masculine. Same thing can be found within this very inexpensive bottle. Bad Boy is an eau de toilette. This is an eau de parfum. It does have a bit more longevity than does Bad Boy. You can get a 100 ml bottle for 50 bucks or 51 bucks, which is really good. It's about close to half the price, even at a discounted rate, of Bad Boy. Either get Bad Boy if it's not within your budget, then Yes, I Am the King Lion by Drapery is a great clone of Bad Boy, and I really enjoy it specifically because it's an EDP concentration. The next great fragrance has been popularized by not only epic marketing, but it's just a fantastic product, is a great signature scent by Yves Saint Laurent, and it is Y Eau de Parfum. There's lots of flankers of Y, but Y Eau de Parfum seems to be kind of fitting within that category of best of, and it makes one of the best gifts that you could possibly give on Father's Day, or as I say, on any day. Literally one of the best signature scents that smells amazing under any circumstance, and that's why it's become, again, so popular and such a great product. However, it is a bit costly. Right now, even at a discount, it's going to be over $100 on FragranceNet.com. It's like $136, $139, something like that. But if you can't afford this, if this is not within your budget, even though it does make a fantastic gift, the fragrance I'm going to recommend in lieu of is not a clone, but it's also from a very reputable and well-known house. A house that has produced hits like Fierce. Abercrombie & Fitch has First Instinct Together, which is again a very fruit-forward, masculine blue signature scent similar to YEDP, but not exactly like. Along the same vein, nothing that anyone on Father's Day could not appreciate being a fantastic gift. You can get a 100ml bottle for about $46.20 off FragranceNet.com. Fantastic deal. They're not going to smell like everyone else out there who has Y. They're going to smell like First Instinct Together, which is its own, again, standalone fragrance that's similar. The next recommendation I'm going to make, we've seen a lot of discontinuations of. There are still quite a few of these available, but that's why I recommend grabbing them up while you can before they're gone, is from the, again, very reputable house Bulgari, and it is Bulgari Wood Neroli, an epic summertime fresh neroli orange blossom woodsy scent. That's kind of its classification, and it is a fantastic masculine fragrance. Even if you're not necessarily a lover of neroli, it's just a very fresh, citrusy, woodsy fragrance for any occasion. While it did start out very expensive, it did drop in price. So we're happy to say that it is only around $70. However, if that is still not within your budget, there is another neroli fragrance, while not as clean of a neroli woody fragrance as Wood Neroli, and that's by Alfred Dunhill. It is, of course, Dunhill Icon. The cool thing about Dunhill Icon, it feels very substantial. It feels very expensive. Looks expensive. Yes, it does smell expensive. Great atomizer, great overall presentation. You can tell Dunhill put some money in this, Alfred Dunhill. Very, very good house for presenting fragrances that look and smell expensive, and yet they're extremely affordable. Case in point, Dunhill Icon is about $42 for a 100ml bottle. That's almost half of the cost of Wood Neroli. And in some ways, it's a bit more masculine than is Wood Neroli. So either Bulgari Man Wood Neroli or Alfred Dunhill Icon, either one is going to make a great neroli forward fragrance for that father who deserves it, or the receiver of the gift who deserves it. Last of the recommendations that I'm going to make for a gift, whether it's Father's Day or any day, of another popular fragrance. This one is probably the best known blue fragrance for men, and it is by Chanel, of course. It is Bleu de Chanel. When you say that name, automatically people know it as a little bit more expensive than a typical blue fragrance that you might find, but it's so well worth it. It is one of the best kind of light aquatic with a dark heart of incense. It has so many well-blended notes that has contributed to it being an iconic fragrance that there are many clones out there. Now, what I'm going to recommend in lieu of, it's anywhere from $150 to $200 depending upon your discounter. I think at FragranceX.com you can get it for about $170, and that's the eau de parfum version, the one that I'm holding, because there are several different versions. They're all equally good of their own right, in their own right. But the alternative, or the in lieu of, that I'm going to recommend is not a clone, but it does smell similar in a similar vein, and that is by Missoni. It is Missoni, technically Parfum Pour Homme. It is an EDP concentrated fragrance, so it does have that in common. Similar vibe as Bleu de Chanel. This one is a bit more Mediterranean style, you know, it's got a little bit more spiciness to it. If you have someone that's tried Bleu de Chanel and that's what you want to get them, yet you can't afford it, this would be a great alternative. They're going to enjoy this equally as well as if they had Bleu de Chanel. And this will cost about a third as much. In other words, it's about $49-50 for a 100ml bottle. Not only does it have a great presentation, magnetic lid, what a great alternative to Bleu de Chanel at, again, a third of the cost. Those are my recommendations for your Father's Day, or again, any day as a gift. They make great gifts. Now, I have talked about all of these fragrances in the past before. Depending upon their popularity, they can be out of stock. And right now at FragranceNet.com, they are in stock. Well, guys, I'm going to let you get to shopping. I didn't want to hold you for too long captive. Thanks for stopping by and tuning in to today's video. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video review.